Hello and welcome to your D.A.V. training films. In this short series of films we want to help guide you through your D.A.V. journey on the expedition side, so that when you go on your qualifying expedition you feel comfortable and confident with the skills that you have. Inside your pack that you got when you started, this is the silver one, there's one for bronze, silver and gold, there's a lot of information about how to do your Duke of Edinburgh's award. We provide you at bronze with a route that you're going to follow in the Pentland Hills. In order for you to do that properly, we would like you to plan the route. So you spend a short period of time doing a route plan. You look at the map, so we'll give you a map, and on the map you'll see lots of dots. And your job is to look at those as sections of a route. For each section, you're going to write a story. What will it look like? What was the terrain going to be like? Which direction you're going to travel in? We'll give you some examples of how to do that, but really it's up to you. You can do it in a very formula-driven table, or you can just write a story that shows us that you have prepared for the expedition. While you're preparing for your expedition, think about what the weather's going to do. So have a look at the weather forecast, and that will help you to decide what kind of clothing you will need. There is an expedition kit list, and the expedition kit list, which we have here, is available on Firefly, so you can download that and look at the kit that you require. It's very comprehensive, so there should be no questions. Everybody who does the award requires them to carry a rucksack. Here's an example of an expedition rucksack. As you can see, it's quite big. 65 litres is the minimum size. When you're packing your rucksack, have a careful look at it. The pockets in the top and the side are really helpful for putting things that you're going to need as you go along. Food, your compass and bits of stuff that you would normally use all the time can be stored in pockets that are handy to reach. The rucksacks are not waterproof. They often have a cover which goes over the top of them. Even those don't tolerate the Scottish weather. So we ask you to put everything inside your rucksack inside a plastic bag as well, to make sure that when you turn up at your campsite, your sleeping bag and your clothing are not soaking wet. So it's important that you pack your rucksack carefully. Think about it being a very wet day, and at the end of that day you're going to want some dry clothes. That's up to you. You should be able to manage that. The rucksack shouldn't weigh so much that you can't carry it. So each of you will carry a proportion amount of group kit, and we will give you a tent, a stove and a first aid kit. And that is kit that the school provides. Everything else you'll be able to take yourself. If your bag's too heavy, don't worry. We'll sort that out on the day of the expedition. A couple of things that we've noticed over the years. Group kit needs to be carefully looked after, so please make sure you return it clean and dry. When it comes to waterproof clothing, your sports waterproofs are not sufficient. They don't keep out the rain that we get in the hills. We've got some examples here of a raincoat and a pair of waterproof trousers that are good quality, and they're not expensive. You must have a full set of waterproofs, and they need to be good quality. And remember, some of the skills, a lot of the skills you learned on Outward Bound last year, you can use for this expedition. For example, you don't walk in jeans because they're very uncomfortable when they get wet. And your expedition should be walked in shoes that are not trainers. So they need to be boots with some ankle support and a really good grip. In the past we found that the CCF boots are not comfortable enough for expeditioning, but in the end it's your decision. You've got to walk in those boots for 2 days, so make sure they're comfortable. That's all I'd like to say about kit and the introduction to your expedition.